Vermeer! My old friend. I hope I'm not disturbing you.
Nah, that's okay. I was just playing this new game called Neyyah. And it's not Vermeer, it's...
Adventure game, solving riddles great and small. Adventure game,
Adventure games, he loves them all.
every day is a new quest, exploring north, south, east, to west. Point and click to find the answers that we seek. Adventure game geek.
Hello there, fellow adventurers. I'm actually reviewing a game as soon as it's released for a change, but I can't wait to talk about Neyyah as it's one of my most anticipated games of the year, along with Foolish Mortals, which is coming soon. I wonder how soon exactly.
Soon? Soon?
Soon.
Soon.
Neyyah is published by Micropose and funded in part by Screen Australia, so I'm expecting to see an F-19 stealth fighter as well as some kangaroos in it. The story of Neyyah began 7 years ago, back in 2018, when developer Aaron Guinair revisited a game project he'd been working on called Portal's Journey to the Lost Pearl Island. Unfortunately, this game has mostly been lost to time, but shows a glimpse into what would eventually evolve into Neyyah. I've been following Aaron's development journey for a few years now, and joined him on one of his sound recording expeditions with his assistant Movo. We'll hear plenty of sounds and music in the game, which we'll get to shortly, but first we have to choose what's called our journey mode. You can either be guided by the ancients and given help along the way, be master of your own adventure without any hints at all, or whispers in the wind.
Okay, I need one each of the following tapes. Whispers in the wind, to each his own, put it where it doesn't belong, my pipes need cleaning.
Alright, sorry, let's move on, shall we? Playing this for the first time, I actually chose to be guided by the ancients, which opens up the Traveler's Guide, which is a brilliant addition to the game, along with a bunch of other options such as main goals and maps. When we start the game, we're greeted by this cheerful chap called Vermeer, played by Nigel Goodwin.
I'm sure you're wondering why you've been torn from one reality and thrown into another.
Well, the thought had crossed my mind.
Basically, your arrival was foretold by an ancient spirit, and your mission will change the fate of the world.
Oh, right. Wait, what? Vermeer is kind of like Atris from Myst, except that he doesn't give us a linking book to get to Neyyah, but tells us to take the Jalude there instead. The Jalude? What's that? Well, let's enter the Jalude station and find out. Once we step through these doors, there's no turning back. But why would we want to turn back when so much adventure awaits? So let's jump into the Jalude and take the portal to Neyyah. While we're on our way, let's listen to some advice from Aaron.
Don't forget to think, look, listen, observe, and learn.
I shall do my best, O Master of Neyyah. After a pleasant sky ride, we're dropped off on Falitsu Island in the Goofunky Zone.
I want to take me to Funky Town.
In this area, we can get familiar with exploring the game world, which we do in the good old-fashioned Myst style of moving from screen to screen, rather than in modern real-time 3D or VR. This was a conscious decision to stay true to Neyyah's roots, which obviously takes great inspiration from Myst, and Riven, the sequel to Myst in particular. Aaron talks about this decision in an interview I did with him back in September of 2022.
But for me, it's like, it's almost like a salute to Riven. It's a salute to those old games. And for me, it's just not, I guess not just a technical aspect, but it's a preference as well, because those games had such charm. And I think if you take away that point and click, screen to screen element, you've taken for me anyway, you've taken a huge part of what the game was. It's kind of like the soul of the game.
Neyyah certainly has a lot of soul, and despite looking and feeling like the spiritual successor to Riven, it creates a new and remarkable world all its own. Apart from the stunning environments, Neyyah's world is fleshed out through reading documents you find scattered around. These can often be hard to read unless you look very closely at your computer screen. So there's a handy clear text function which makes reading easier. This is a real lifesaver, or should I say eye-saver, considering the amount of text to read. You know when entering a room like this, for example, that you're in for some serious lore dumping.
Where's the bathroom?
Whew, that was a big lore dump. Well, back to Neyyah. Let's see if we can find anyone around here to talk to.
You're not familiar.
Hey, you look familiar. Haven't I seen you somewhere before? That's right, this is none other than developer Aaron Guinair, playing the character of Mason, who doesn't give too much away before buggering off.
I must get to Ulla J.
Hey wait, come back! Oh well, I guess he's gone to get Neyyah ready for release. This world is also inhabited by a variety of peculiar flora and fauna, such as the Goofunky mushroom.
Won't you take me to a funky town?
And creatures such as the Pelave toad and Molava cat. These all breathe life into the world but don't necessarily play a part in the gameplay. For example, I found a bird in this cave that looks like it's either sleeping or there's something wrong with it. So I tried using some inventory items to revive it, but there's nothing I can do. Oh, sorry, did I mention there's an inventory? That's right, unlike Mist, we can only carry one item at a time and end up walking around holding a red or blue page out in front of you. In Neyyah, there's plenty of inventory space for any items we pick up. There's also something called a Paida case that holds different coloured Paidas that are used to power machinery. If only Paidas were real, who knows how much power they'd produce. As much as I love Paidas, I don't think I'd like to work in the Paida factory. It's so dark and claustrophobic in there, and you have to wear a mask to protect you from poisonous gases.
Oh, God. Sorry, I farted.
Sorry, this is a serious game. Let's keep the fart jokes to a minimum, shall we? Places like this factory are actually inspired by real-life locations, especially around the Suffolk coast of the UK, like this staircase for example, or structures like these Martello towers that inspired this building in the game, which is a council chamber that contains much knowledge. In contrast to the Paida factory, one of my favourite places in Neyyah is called the Nyashka Pools. This is a central hub with portals to other areas, and a heating chamber that plays an important part of the game if you can figure out how to get it working. And figuring out how things work is definitely the name of the game. Oh, I thought the name of the game was Neyyah. Many of the puzzles are accessed through these computer consoles that are often connected to other consoles scattered around Neyyah, which is made up of a group of islands connected by portals. It's easy to get lost going from one portal to another, but don't worry, that's all part of the experience, as gameplay is very non-linear and you're free to explore as you please. Once you're familiar with an area, you can enable fast travel mode to move around quicker, which I love using as it's so much fun to jump around. There's also something called the Pelska portal that you pick up early in the game, which can make Neyyah even more accessible if you can find somewhere to power it. And I'm not going to tell you how to do that, because I never give out spoilers. A young Nick Costello comes to life out of the comic book and reveals an evil plot to use the Capricorn head to control the world.
No way.
And the personal revelation that we are in fact Matthew Stevenson, the museum owner.
No way.
Well, maybe just that one time. The sound effects, made up partly of live recordings, really bring the environments to life. I should also mention the fantastic soundtrack mostly composed by Zayden Turner, who was around 12 years old when he composed the music. This blows my mind as I was mostly dossing around gaming when I was that age.
Yeah, not much has changed.
At some point we find our way inside the Lab HQ, where there's a central computer system with all sorts of information about the different portals and status of machinery around Neyyah. One of the portals can be shifted between 2 different destinations, and this was one of my few gripes with the game, as you have to come back here every time you need to shift the portal. There's some video messages we can watch from the game's antagonist, Smollax, who reminds me of Bennett from Commando.
The Neyyah spore. Beautiful, powerful, potent. Wouldn't you agree, my dear Vermeer?
Let off some steam, Bennett.
This kind of FMV is reminiscent of Schism Mysterious Journey, which was another inspiration for Neyyah.
You must get away at once. Leave immediately.
Other influences include Alida, which is an island in the shape of a giant guitar, and the Rem series by Knut Muller. Oh, and of course Phantasmagoria 2. There isn't quite enough FMV in Neyyah to really satisfy my craving for it, although there is an Easter egg featuring some geek.
Feeling a little lost, adventurer? Oh, that's some cheesy FMV acting right there.
There's a lot in Neyyah that's open to your imagination, where you have to fill in the blanks, so to speak. This is something I'm always in 2 minds about, because as much as I appreciate the mystery of the unseen, there's times when I really want to see things for myself. To explain this, I like to use the example of the monkey people in Myst. In the library there's a bunch of books you can read, and one of them talks about these tree dwellers who live in the Channelwood Age. We never get to see these creatures in the game though, except for a couple references like the severed monkey head. It's all very well imagining these creatures swinging through the trees, but I'd still really like to see them for real.
You know, sometimes I just want to see the monkey people. Show me the monkey people.
Show me the money!
Show me the monkey!
Show me the money!
Show me the monkey! Show me the monkey!
An example of this in Neyyah would be all these dragon statues, which are called Bannock's dragons, but as far as I know we don't get to see a live one. Aaron has a bunch of notebooks full of ideas and concepts that went into the creation of Neyyah, many of which didn't make it into the final game. Even the demo, which was available during Steam Next Fest earlier this year, had elements that were cut out. For example, this part where Vermeer insults you for not following his cryptic directions.
Are you powered by sheer stupidity?
Hey, I'm just exploring here. Maybe you're the one powered by sheer stupidity.
For some reason, Destiny chose you to save Fazalta, and yet your every measly means insist on thwarting my dearest ends.
You know what, Vermeer? F*** you.
There's so much in Neyyah to keep track of, but if you're using the Traveler's Guide, it keeps a record of everything you've discovered, with hints at what to do next without giving away the solution. I found the puzzles to be fairly easy in the earlier stages of the game, but later on they got more difficult, to the point where I admit I fudged a few of them by trial and error. The ultimate objective is to free Neyyah from Smollax and maybe even find the secret portal to escape, and the game has multiple endings.
Whether free will is preserved or fate foretold is stored, your choice is the fulcrum on which the fate of the world is balanced.
In other words, the fate of the world is in our hands, so choose wisely, unlike this guy. He chose poorly.
Final score 9 Paidas out of 10. I'll let Aaron have the last word on his experience creating Neyyah.
So yeah, one cool thing about doing a game like Neyyah is that, you know, I'm not only creating like a world for myself, like it was in the beginning, but obviously a world that other people are going to explore as well, and being really immersed in that world myself, like I'm actually living in that world. But it's also inspiring others. Now, it has been a really big part of my life. Since 2018, I've been working on Neyyah now,
and it's taking its own sort of journey. It's changed a lot over the years, and so it's going to be strange when the game is finally out. But I know how I work, and I'm going to be looking at the next project to work on and focusing on that, and my brain will be kind of ticking away. So, but yeah, it's going to be a strange time, that's for sure.
The Delude? What's that? Sorry, this is a serious game. Let's keep the fart jokes to a minimum, shall we? I shall do my best, oh master of Neyyah. You know what, Vermeer? Fuck you. But why would we want to turn back when so much adventure awaits? But why would we want to turn back when so much adventure awaits? Let's go to adventure and beyond.
That was a